geometry. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So
We are forging ahead in Unit 1 of Geometry, CO3, and we're talking about what's called the midpoint formula. Now, it does have the word formula in it, so you know it's going to have variables and things to plug in for, but you also know that it gets to be put on a help sheet because all formulas are key points that we can use on a help sheet. So, Gavin, not putting it on a help sheet would be a poor life choice for you, so make sure that you do, okay? But first, we are going to define midpoint. What do you think of when you think of the midpoint of something? Josh?
Point in the middle.
Point in the middle.
Halfway.
Halfway. Half.
in the middle.
Oh, I got it. The average.
The average.
Oh.
The average.
That one John Bogie song.
The what?
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, the song
No,
about
John
a midpoint?
Yeah, John Bogie.
Oh, I know.
We're halfway there.
No, it's
Oh.
And living on a prayer.
Oh, right.
That
I should have been. No. I should have been all over that one, Colin. Sorry. I'm a huge John Bon Jovi fan. Damn. 50%. Last one, Paul.
One half. The x coordinates and y coordinates of a segment and
Oh, wow.
2 full.
Very, look at you go.
3 six.
Okay. So,
Wow.
when we think of midpoint, Gavin, Nathan,
Oh, sorry.
okay? When we think of the midpoint of a segment, we are looking for the point in the middle of a segment.
Wow.
Okay. Now remember, we're talking about segments here, right? And those characteristics of segments that we've talked about before. Segments are straight, right? They have 2 end points and they can be measured. Okay. You can't have a midpoint of a line because a line goes on forever. Now, the kind of the one exception to that rule perhaps might be a number line, because technically number line 0 is the middle because you got 2 distinct sides. But even then, it goes on forever. Like, you can't measure a number line because the measure would be infinite, okay? But with a segment, you definitely have a middle point. And we mentioned halfway, the middle. Someone said the average. Paul, purely off the top of his head, said the average value of the x coordinate and the y coordinates of the segment's endpoints. Exactly what it is, okay? So if you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, okay? We've seen this notation before, right? We used this when we had slope. Slope was y2 minus y1 over x minus x1, okay? We're looking for the average of the endpoints. And remember, the midpoint, it's a coordinate, it's a location, so it's going to be in parentheses, separated by a comma, just like any other ordered pair would be. Okay? In the midpoint formula, the average of the x's, so x1 plus x2 divided by 2, because that's how you find the average of something, right? You add up the number of values you have, divide by the number there are, okay? And then the y coordinate of the midpoint, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay? So this is not on your page here, but just to kind of visualize how this is going to look. I'll wait until we're. Does everyone have these notes down?
No.
Yeah.
If you don't, watch the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. Don't do this on your own page because we're going to use this coordinate plane for something else. But if I have the ordered pair 8, -4, and let's go
5, -4. 5, -4.
0, 5. Nope, that's not what I want. 0, 6. Okay. What's the midpoint? What's the middle of this segment?
How was that?
Okay.
Oh, you have to find the points.
Caitlin, Paisley. Okay. What's the midpoint? What's the middle of this segment? Right? And so, again, don't do this on your own. We're using this for something else. But looking at the ordered pairs of this first order pair is -8, -4. This ordered pair here is 0, 6. Well, my x values, -8 and 0, using the formula, -8 plus 0 divided by 2, what does that equal? -4, right? And my y values, -4 and +6, using the formula, -4 plus 6 divided by 2, what does that equal?
Too much.
+1. -4 plus 6 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is +1. So if I go to the ordered pair, -4, 1, I did it wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh!
Good job, Mr. Schultz.
Oh, that's not the right one.
Sing it.
It should be 6-0. 6-0. Let's try that again, shall we? Taking the x coordinates, -8 and 6. Hold on. -8 plus 6 is -2 divided by 2 is -1, right? Then -4 plus 0
1.
divided by 2.
No.
-4 plus 0 is -4 divided by 2 is -2. Izzy, please stop
That looks like a
in the
9.
back. Okay?
Yeah, it
So
doesn't-
if I now go to Izzy, Tristan, if I now go to -1, -2, this looks a lot better. That looks to be exactly in the center of that
Actually,
segment,
I
which
think-
it is. Okay, Nathan, raise your hand. You have something to say. Eli.
Just like go up and
Yeah. So the alternative to this, if you'll notice, if we look at like the slope of this, it looks like it's going up 1 over. It's like 3.5, but up 2 over 7, up 2 over 7, right? If we look at the slope of the whole segment, it's going up 4 over 14, right? The slope up 4, up 4 over 14 reduces to be 2/7. Yes. However, what if you don't have a coordinate plane?
true.
Okay, this formula can then be used to help you.
With the coordinate plane, all you have to do is like pretty much find you know how you got the up 4 over 14?
Yeah.
You just take half of that.
Well, half, you simplify the slope, which it does mean you
Yeah.
take half of it, yes. Okay, but not having a coordinate plane, or if you look at the examples that we'll cover up above here, we go down to -31. That's not very fun. Okay, so this formula is a way around that, right?
Well, I don't think if you simplified that would not work. Because if you've got something that's like 1, 1, so up 1 over 1, and you have to do this multiple times, we'll say it 6 times. If you simplify it, you could say it's 1, 1, so the answer would be like.
Right. Yes, I should say divide by 2. Perfect. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. So let's get to it. Okay, what is the midpoint of segment AB with endpoints 2, -3, and -5, 6? Here we have our first x, our first y, our second x, our second y. Find the average of the x values, the average of the y's. Go into our formula. 2 plus -5 divided by 2.
Hold up, time out. Wait, isn't it? Oh, it's
And -3 plus 6 divided by 2.
-3 divided by 2 is 2.
So 2 plus -5 is -3 over 2. -3 plus 6 is 3 over 2. Oh, that's nifty. And this would be the ordered pair, the location of the midpoint of that segment. Okay? If
that
you would
all?
plot,
Wait,
that's it. Yeah.
so
That's all.
never.
How do you plot that?
Yeah, how do you?
Well, what decimal value is
Better.
-3 halves?
1.5.
1.5, 1.5, right? So 1.5 would be like, 1.5.
Well, that looks like stop dissing on Mr. Schultz, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Some people are so. Let's look at the second one. Again, the midpoint of A and B. Here's x1, y1, x2, y2.
What happened to your whoopsie do song?
Oh, I forgot to sing it.
Right now.
Okay. Sing.
While you do this, Whoopsie doo, I made a mistake. And that's just part of what makes math great. We learn and we grow, and so can you when you say whoopsie doo. You gotta wait for the.
No.
Never remember what.
Redo it.
No. So negative 17 plus 14 divided by 2. Negative 31 plus negative 8 divided by 2. Negative 17 plus 14 is negative 3 divided by 2. Negative 3 halves again? That's interesting.
That's nifty.
Negative 31 plus negative 8 is negative 39 divided by 2 is negative 39 halves. Now, if you were to plot this, we already talked about what 3 over 2 is. What's negative 39 halves?
Negative 39 divided by 2 would give
Yeah, but where's that going to go on the number line?
Negative 19.5.
Negative 19.5, right? So you would have to kind of convert to a decimal to actually plot it, but that's how you do it.
No, you wouldn't.
Wait, do you want the answers
Tristan.
in?
On the test, would you accept decimal answers?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Wait, do you want the answers in fraction or decimal?
Doesn't matter. Either way's fine.
That's all.
Either way's fine.
You don't need to help us with this.
Surely, there's a part of you that's always wanted to be an architect. Is that a town on the coordinate grid below?
No.
Your town should include a library, point L at 3.6, a church, point C at negative 9.4, a school, point S at 0.8, and City Hall, point H at 5, negative 4. So I'm giving you 4 locations for this town. Okay? You are to connect them all with segments. So when you're done, let's see, 3.6 is right here. That's our library. Negative 9.4 is here. There's our church. Our school's at 0.8. And City Hall's at 5, negative 4 down here. Okay? So if you want to like
Can it just
connect all these with segments, nice little quadrilateral there. And then the 4 questions here, what is the midpoint between the library and the school? What is the midpoint between the church and City Hall? What is the midpoint between the school and the church? Okay, so just practice finding these values. You do need to show your work. If you want to check your work by using slopes, as Eli suggested earlier, you can do that. But I need to see you using the formula on the side. That's why there's enough space for you to show work over there. Okay, so you can check your answer by using slopes, but I need to see the formula in action
Is this our
on
homework?
the right side.
Jones, can you come look at this?
And just sort it. Okay. Then, when you're through that, a challenge question at the bottom that says, what is endpoint B of segment AB given an endpoint negative 10, 6 and midpoint 14, negative 2?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So basically, I'm giving you a segment. Here's point A. Its location is negative 10, 6.
It's just that. It's, you know.
Over here is B. In the middle is point M. And this location is 14, negative 2. What's the ordered pair of the other endpoint?
I feel like you just have to like.
You can use the formula, right? Because you know that the formula gives you the midpoint. So this is kind of like, I'm giving you x1 and y1. I'm giving you the midpoint. You need to figure out what is x2 and y2.
The midpoint would just be.
You've got 5 minutes left. You can work with others. This homework is due on Monday.
Do we
Okay?
have to do a challenge?
Yes, that's part of it. Nothing from the book for over the weekend. It's due on Monday because tomorrow's a retake day and you have Khan Academy sneaking up behind you. Don't let it get you. There it is. Okay? Due midnight tonight. Anything else?
Well, did you see what did this guy?
I can come over when I stop recording. Okay, homework due Monday. That's how you math.
Don't forget to like.